welcome to today's lesson on methods of teaching biology. In this lesson, we are going to learn about principles of classroom management, and this is section 1 of Unit 6. And Unit 6 is talking about the best principles in teaching biology. So the objective for this session is that you will be able to explain 3 principles of classroom management. So by the end of this session, you should be able to explain at least 3 principles of classroom management. Now, when we say classroom management, what is classroom management? Now, classroom is a congregation of different students with different personalities. That is, the teacher needs to know how to effectively manage such an environment to foster effective teaching and also promote meaningful learning. So in order for the teacher to successfully manage the classroom, there are 3 principles which he should follow. So these 3 principles, they are the willingness of the teacher to accept responsibility for classroom management, long-term solution-oriented approaches to problems rather than short-term responses. And then the teacher should check to see if symptomatic behavior is caused by underlying personal problems. So when we say classroom management, it refers to all procedures and strategies used by a teacher to maintain discipline in the classroom to ensure a conducive environment that can facilitate student learning. So I've explained what classroom management is and I've given you detailed explanation. So we will look at the principles which should be followed in the next slide. Now, principles of classroom management. The first one is willingness of the teacher to accept responsibility for classroom management. You know, the classroom is under the control of the teacher. Classroom is under the control of the teacher, and it is her office anytime she goes there to teach, and she should take responsibility for everything that happens there. As a teacher, you have to take responsibility for everything that happens in your classroom. So the first step towards having a conducive classroom environment is the teacher taking ultimate responsibility for whatever goes on in the classroom. The teacher should therefore seek to create an environment that can facilitate her teaching. Yes, that is very important. And also allowing class captains and representatives to take charge of the management of the class is not a good sign of effective leadership. So whilst you, the teacher, you are present in the classroom, you shouldn't allow a class captain to manage the classroom. The next point to talk about is the long-term solution-oriented approaches to problems rather than short-term responses. You know, teachers should strive for lasting solutions to problems instead of looking for quick fixes. So this principle seeks to indicate that it is better to use long-term solutions to disruptive behaviors as compared to short-term responses. So in this one, I'm trying to say that teachers should strive for lasting solutions to problems instead of looking for quick fixes. So it is therefore not appropriate to react to a classroom disruptive behavior emotionally without thinking through your reactions. So the next principle is that you have to check to see if any symptomatic behavior is caused by underlying personal problems. So at this principle, we are saying that when students exhibit classroom disruptive behaviors, teachers should look for the reason behind the students' behavior. So some students' disruptive behavior may be caused by emotional, social, financial, or health reasons. So it is therefore imperative that teachers do not quickly tag students as bad without finding out why the students behave that way. So the teacher should check to see if the student suffers from impulsivity, lack of awareness, or has some home problems, or even has any sickness or genetic conditions which is affecting that particular student. Good. So we come to the end of this session, and then before we end the session, we would like to review what we've learned so far. So in reviewing what we've learned so far, I want you students to answer these questions. One, state three principles of classroom management, and then explain three principles of classroom management. You state the principles and then you explain them. So I believe you will be able to answer these questions as we discuss in our lesson.